Alright, so I recently had a problem where my trunk lid popper would not pop, but maybe every 1 out of 100 pushes it would actually pop the latch. So I'd also found that the trunk latch wires going to the latch in this bundle right here were all cracked open at the insulation and conductor was showing. So that didn't ultimately fix the problem, but it was a problem, and I repaired all those wires and taped it up there. But it was right there where the wires would bend when opening and closing the trunk, so that ultimately just over time opening and closing it wore the insulation to the point that it cracked open. So I was led to believe is either the latch itself or the button. So I'm going after the button, and when I cleaned the button to the trunk latch, it started working normally. And I'll show you how to get to that and how to clean it. So here we go. Okay, so to get the trunk button out, there's 3 bolts you gotta take out. One there, and 1 back there, and over that one right there. So I've got 3 7mm bolts to take out, and then we can pull that cover off. So I got the 3 bolts out, and just pull on this, and if you don't take your change out, it will come shooting out of there. Anyway, you pull on that, and then it pops that loose, and you can pull down here and pop or just pull over here and lose the rest of your change, pop that loose. Oh gosh. And you can get to your trunk popper right there, and then you can unlatch the connector right there, and try not to lose it back behind the console, because you don't want to have to dig that out of that hole. Okay, so that's undone, and then this button comes out the front, and there's two tabs you gotta squeeze on, one on the top and one on the bottom. Squeeze on those and then push, and then it will, there we go. So there is a tab on the top, tab on the bottom, that is squeezed together, and then pushed out the front, and now you got your popper. So there's the tab that I had to push on the top, on the bottom, just squeeze them together and push it out the front. Alright, I'm gonna clean the button here. I got my Q-tip, rubbing alcohol, and screwdriver set. So let's take it apart. Okay, so there's a little tab here. I'm going to pry that up so you can get the plug out. And there's another one on the other side, do the same thing. There you go. Alright, and right there you see the electrical traces there that this little pad here has to short out in order to get the contact to make. So just take your Q-tip, Put some ribeling alcohol on it. Clean the surface of that real good. And also clean the surface of this real good. And then use the other end to dry it. And then put it back together. Something else that I did was went ahead and took a soldering iron and touched up the solder joints on that, just in case those were getting intermittent. And now I'm just cleaning off some of the flux. So wouldn't hurt to hit that with a soldering iron just to make sure that your solder joints are good. Now let's put it back together. Just put the button back on top, and then I think it only lets you put it in there one way, which is that way. Alright, there you go. It's cleaned. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the button back in. You just put it in this way. And then plug it in. And before putting it all back together, let's make sure it works. Should be able to hear the trunk latch go when I push the button. There you go. It's working.